All right. So I know the triangle proofs is probably going to be the dreaded part on the midterm for everybody. But we're going to do some things to make it a little bit easier on our midterm than it might have been on your unit test. So the first one is there's only going to be two, max three problems, but I think probably closer to two. And the second thing is we're actually going to be giving you a lot of the information ahead of time. So you're going to see something like this where like we've already selected for you that the two triangles are congruent. And you might also see something like this. It won't be handwritten, but the reasons will maybe be pre-selected for you. So reasonings will be there, except for the last reason. That is something you would have to fill out. But the main thing you would have to focus on is filling in these statements right here, and we will give you the reasoning for them. So it's kind of more like fill in the blank than writing the whole proof yourself. All right. So the main thing I want you to remember here about the triangle proofs is that some of these things, these are the five theorems that make congruent triangles. So it's side, 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 angle, side, angle, 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 side, or HL. Probably will not be seeing HL on the midterm, but these are all things that make congruent triangles. Um, there are a couple that are not congruent triangles. So things like angle, 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 or side, side angle. Those are things that do not give us congruent triangles. So basically, on these first couple, when they're asking us, well, what's the reason? How do we know that these two triangles are congruent? It should be one of these five things. All right, so let's focus on putting in the information that we have been given. So you're going to pay attention to the tick marks. Now, right here on the side YZ, I see one tick mark. And on the side JK, I also see another tick mark. So I know that these two sides, YZ, the side YZ, so that's why I'm putting a line above it, is congruent to the side KJ. Okay. And the reason for that is because it's given. The tick marks in the picture tell me these two sides are congruent. Another thing that is congruent is this side right here. So that's the side XZ. It's got two tick marks. That's congruent to LJ, which also has two tick marks. So those things go together. So XZ. Sorry, I'm trying to write over stuff, so it might be a little hard to see, but the side XZ is congruent to the side LJ, and that is also given. And then the last thing that's actually given to us are two angles. So we see the arc right here with a tick, and this arc right here also with a tick. Because those two arcs have one tick on them, we know they are congruent to each other. So we know that angle YZX is congruent to angle KJL. Because Z and J are at the center of this angle right here, the center of the angle, they are going to be in the center of my name. So Z is at the center and J is on the center. It doesn't necessarily matter if X was first or Y was first or K was first or L was first. The important thing is the right letters at the center of the angle. So center of the angle, center of the name. All right, so with that information, we've got two sides that are congruent to each other and one angle. Now, the important thing to notice is the order, right? So as I'm kind of going around here, around the circle, I see that I have a side, an angle, and a side. So two sides with the angle in between them, which is going to mean that these two triangles are congruent by side, angle, side. All right, let's check out another one. Okay, so same thing. These two triangles are congruent. We need to pick a reason and give our proof for it. So let's start with talking about the things we've been given. First thing I know is that this angle right here is congruent to this one right here because of that one arc with the one tick mark on it. So I know angle LNM is congruent to angle BZA because that has been given to me. And again, paying attention to what letters in the center. N and Z are the center of those angles, so they should be the center of the name. I also know that this side right here is congruent to this side right here because of that one tick mark. So side LN is congruent to side, see that better, LN is congruent to side BZ because that's given. And then the last thing I've been given is another angle right here. So this angle with the two tick marks is congruent to this angle with the two tick marks. So angle NLM is congruent to angle ZBA. Paying attention again to what letter is at the center of those angles. L and B are the center of the angles, so they should be the center of the name. All right, so you'll notice that I have two angles and one side. So the question is this angle, side, angle, or angle, angle, side? So kind of pay attention to where the placement of the side is. You'll notice that the side, as I go around, ooh, come on, pen, there we go. As I go around this triangle, I see an angle, then I see my angle, then my side, then my angle. This side right here is in between the two congruent angles. Okay, so this is angle, side, angle, not angle, angle, side. It's all about kind of the order you see things in as you go around the triangle. All right, we got one last one to take a look at. And so remember, if you see one like this on the midterm, you're going to have a lot of information kind of pre-filled out for you. So it's just a matter of you filling in the blanks. So for example, we know that we always kind of want to start with the information that's given to us at the top of our problem. So we've been given that AC is the angle bisector of BAD. So AC bisects angle BAD, and the reason is because that was given to us. Now, talking about the angle bisectors, so this is angle BAD right here. This is the large angle, and it is being cut by this line right here, AC. So it's creating two smaller angles. This is the big angle. It's now been cut into two smaller ones. So these two angles, DAC, this one right here, and BAC, this one right here, are going to be congruent to each other. So DAC and BAC. Angle DAC is congruent to angle BAC. And the reason is because an angle bisector forms two congruent angles, okay? And again, that reason will be given to you. The other two items are, I can see them actually in our picture. I can see that this angle right here with one tick mark is congruent to this other one right here. So I can say that angle B is congruent to angle D because it is given. I've also got two side lengths right here. This one right here, DA with the one tick mark is congruent to BA with the one tick mark. So DA is congruent to BA because it is given. All right, so what I have there, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC, and the reason is because once again, you see how I've got an angle, a side, an angle, a side, an angle. So this is angle, side angle for our reason. So don't freak out about these too much. Again, you're going to be given a lot of the reasoning ahead of time. It's up to you to just kind of find the matching information. in the proof.